What's going on, world? Gerald Drake here, one of your favorite entrepreneurs. Hey, listen, I've been in this industry for about 10 years. I've been on social media for about 6, really pushing services and products and really anything that I could to make some extra income. Now, I started off just like you as a young kid, really just trying to find a way to put some gas in my car, keep some money in my pocket, and be able to take a trip or two every single year. You know, I got my start in really going door to door. I was selling alarm systems with a buddy of mine, and we were making some money, not enough to really brag or boast about. But what I took from that chapter of my life was I learned certain principles that I was able to apply. And that is what led me to a 7-figure income. I tell you, going door to door and dealing with rejection can definitely build character. Fast forward, ladies and gentlemen, I got introduced to the industry of multi-level marketing. A friend of mine said, hey, listen, how much do you make a month? I said, I make about $2,000 or $3,000 a month right now. I work about 8 hours a day. He said, well, listen, what if I could show you how you could put that same amount of energy into something else that will pay you probably 2 or 3 times that? I said, I'm listening. He said, listen, I made $22,000 last month, and I work half of the time that you just told me. And I said, well, what is it? He said, have you heard of multi-level marketing? And at the time, it was completely new to me. I didn't know anything about it. And he said, listen, invited me to a meeting. Long story short, got started in that company. Again, didn't make a whole lot of money, but the relationships that I created at that time, the principles that I learned, I tell you, definitely paved the way for me to then earn 5, 6, and now even 7 figures. So what am I here for? Why am I talking to you? Well, listen, I'm not going to talk to you about my deal. I'm not going to talk to you about my company and my aspirations and my money. I'm going to talk to you about some things that I've applied, some principles that I've applied consistently that has allowed me to participate in living, an amazing life. I live where I want to live. I drive what I want to drive. But more importantly, I promise you, no matter where you are in your career right now, if you're making 5 figures, if you're not making any figures, if you practice these principles consistently, you'll be able to participate in the promise. Now, the first thing, whatever you're doing, fall in love with it. When I was going door to door, I made it fun. I made it a game, right? I made it a contest, right? You couldn't tell me that the alarm system at that time that I was offering wasn't the best because I believed it. It became an extension of me. See, people don't buy products or services. They buy people and they buy emotions. So always remember that. Never put yourself into a situation. Never tie yourself or your brand to anything that you are not truly passionate about. Secondly, if you're in the industry where you have to build a team or where any part of your income is dictated by your ability to not only build a team, but sustain a team, you have to understand that part of team building and team sustaining is your ability as a leader to serve your organization. I can't tell you how many people I've seen shoot to $100,000, $200,000, even $1 million in income, and they lost track of this basic principle. Always serve the team. I once heard it said, you help enough people get what they want, and by default, you're going to get what you want. The third thing is remain coachable. I've had a handful of coaches in my career, and I tell you, I have remained a student. I haven't always liked every single thing that they've said. I haven't even always agreed with it, but I always kept in the back of my mind, Daryl, your best thinking has you where you are. And if you're not excited, if you're not proud, if you're not, happy with where you are, then maybe you need to let go of your way of thinking and borrow someone else's beliefs. So I always remained a student. I always remained coachable, right? And I always took the time to listen. So if you're inside of, direct sales, multi-level marketing, team building, you have a mentor, please listen to your mentor, listen to the person that has the answers, right? Because that was another principle that I would consistently practice that definitely has me earning over $250,000 a month. Now, number 4, emotional intelligence is so important, you guys. It's so important as we're dealing with so many different characters and we're dealing with so many different personalities and outside energy. Sometimes we can let our emotions get the best of us, right? I understand. Like, this is not your regular 9-to-5 job where you have to deal with the same 2 or 3 employees and go home. Like, on any given day in my industry, I could deal with 15 to 20 different people in a single day. So it's so important as you're team building that you understand how to properly exercise emotional intelligence. That's just really the ability to not really see things as you see them, but to actually see things as they are. And then have the next level of maturity to actually see things from different perspectives. And until you can really fully master this principle, you're going to have a very, very hard time in the people's business. Emotional intelligence. Third, recognition. Listen, I once heard it said, men and women will die for it. Babies will cry for it. I can't tell you how me recognizing my organization has really skyrocketed my career. You know, what you recognize will duplicate. If all you recognize is, you know, the leader that's not a part of the pack, the leader that isn't hitting their goals, well, guess what? That will continue to happen throughout your organization. So I choose to celebrate new ranks. I choose to celebrate, people that earn certain bonuses, whatever. It doesn't have to be a big level in the company. Any small thing. If you notice someone has been a part of your company for a month and hasn't made a sale, and on month 2, they bring in 2 people in the company, you need to celebrate that because it is a big deal. People stay around longer for recognition, in some cases, longer than they will if they're not making any money. And so understand recognition is important. And I kind of said that like that was like 3 words, recognition, right? So I can't tell you recognition, promotion. I once heard it said, when you teach people like a teacher, then you'll get paid like a teacher. But when you promote, like Don King, when you promote and celebrate, right, that will duplicate. That can explode your business. You can fact people all day. Facts. But when you get into the celebration, when you get into the promotion, when you get into the recognition of other people, it's attractive to people that have not even joined your tribe yet. So keep that in mind. 6th is consistency. Man, I've even been guilty. I got started, like I said, at 18 years old, and I haven't always been consistent. I've had my hot moments and I've had my cold moments. I've had my ups and I've had my downs. But at the very, very end of the day, it's so important that you understand how important consistency is. Consistency is attractive, right? So if you say you're going to do something, you do it and you continue to do it. Don't confuse your organization. Don't come to them with all these different ideas every single week and none of it you actually follow through with. Pick a plan, stick to it, and stay consistent. And I promise you, if you apply these 6 steps, you will be well on your track to earning a multiple 7-figure income. Just 10 years ago, I was dead broke. 10 years later, you are here listening to me. So I love all you guys. I hope that this helps you. Good luck out there. Crush it. If you're in the direct sales industry, go and sell more of the shit that you're selling, right? If you're in the multi-level marketing industry, strive to build your team. And remember, people join this industry for community. People join this industry for celebration, right? People join this industry to make an extra $500. So don't get too, focused on the high ranks, the $1 million, the multiple 7 figures, the multiple 6 figures. That's not really why people join. Stay right there in that sweet spot. Stay right there in that $500 to $2,000 a month, and I promise you, people will be joining you by the swarms. Take care, you guys. Daryl Drake, Global Director here. I love you guys. Peace.